suggestions of professions that you may think, are more difficult to pronounce, that you have a hard time with, or something like that. So anyway, let's get started. We are live on YouTube as well. And we are going to start with profession number 1, of course. Profession number 1 from our list here. What do you think it is? Profession number 1 is, profession number 1.1. This profession is usually pronounced like this. The profession is, one sec. Come on, Renata. You don't want this? Okay. All right. First of all, before we do the exercises, I want us all to practice something called awareness, which is one of the concepts that we have in the method. Without awareness, you really don't improve your pronunciation. You don't really feel, or anything actually, you don't really feel what's wrong. You have to understand the mistake. You have to realize that you have to improve that. So awareness is key to evolving and reaching the 2% English, okay? So those of you who are on YouTube can see the profession on the screen. You know that guy who is trying to convince the judge that the client is right? That guy, how do you pronounce this profession? Pronounce it, listen to yourself. 1 time, 2 times, 3rd time. Now, how is it supposed to be pronounced then? How are we supposed to do it? Laue is the wrong way. Lauye is also the wrong way. This is commonly the mistake. Saying, oh, I am a laue, or he's a laue. How do you actually do it? Repeat with me. Lawyer. Lawyer. Now, exercise of awareness. When you first pronounced it yourself, without my correction, without my input, were you right or were you wrong? Do you say laue or lauye? Or do you say, or lauer, right? Or do you say lawyer? Lawyer. Leave it in the comments. I want to know if, how things are with the awareness plus the feedback, the input, the practice, and the feedback. Profession number 2, profession that we mispronounced. This guy here, and it's not just for the professional, right? This professional, the sound and the mistake that we make pronouncing this profession. You know, Mario and Luigi have this profession, the brothers. It's the sound that is the problem. And every time you have the sound, usually you have the same problem. How do you pronounce their profession in English? Say it 1 time, listen to yourself. Say it 2 times. 1 more time. Well, if you are pronouncing this word with the B, what's happening? You're making the mistake. So it's not plumber, plumber, plumber. You don't pronounce the B. You pronounce, repeat with me, plumber, plumber, plumber. Yeah, so the MB in English, every time you have the MB, you're not going to pronounce the B, like climb, plumber, what else? There are other words. But anyway, so correct this mistake when pronouncing the profession and also pronouncing other words like bomb, not bomb, but bomb. Was it news to you? Had you ever heard that before about the MB, the silent B after the M? Oh, well. So that's profession number 2. Now let's go to profession number 3. We have more here to go. How do you pronounce this profession? This is a tough one, okay? On whoever is on IG, I'm going to write the profession here on the screen. How do you pronounce this one? This is a tough one. Someone who has their own business, who decides to invest in a company, open a company, start a new business, is this profession. And how do you pronounce it? Well, the right way to pronounce it, it's really tricky. When I was preparing this, I thought, you know what, there isn't really a pattern for people to follow, because it's a really hard word, actually. Let me see if I get this one right. Is it right? Oh no, sorry. I think I skipped one. Too many images. Oh my God. Let me see here. Okay, got it. So, there isn't really a pattern for you to pronounce this word. There isn't really like one mistake. It's just a big mess. So how do you pronounce this profession? So repeat with me. Entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. The emphasis is in the final syllable. Can you see? Entrepreneur. So the first profession was lawyer, plumber. I definitely skipped one. I went to number 4 straight. And entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. How easy or how difficult is it for you to pronounce the word entrepreneur? Probably tougher than you would like it to be, right? Okay, then let's go back here because I skipped number 3. This expression is, this profession is like one that we see all the time. There are many people that we know that have this profession, but how do you pronounce this? A person who constructs buildings. The guy responsible for the project. What is his or her name? The guy or the girl responsible for the project. What is his or her name? I mean the profession. How do you pronounce this? One more time. One more time. Well, let's see if we get it right. Let's see if my audience will get this right as well today. Okay, so usually we say engineering. That's the mistake. Engineering or engineer. En is wrong. Engineer. What is the mistake? First of all, we have to say N, closing the N, not E. Engineer, all right? Close that beautiful N there. J, engineer. Repeat with me. Engineer. So can you see that every syllable counts? Every syllable is important. If you just joined in, live stream on YouTube is more complete. It has images, it has a screen, it has a lot of stuff on the screen for you to read and follow. So then engineer, it's not A and it's not E, it's in. Engineer, all right? That very subtle E in the middle there. So repeat with me, engineer. Number 1, we saw lawyer. Number 2, plumber. Number 3, engineer. And number 4, entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. Crazy. Entrepreneur. Moving on to number 5. We have 15. Moving on to number 5. Let's see here. How do you pronounce this profession? Is it right? I think I got it right. Okay, this one. A person who conducts a vehicle, a car or a taxi or a bus. That profession. Repeat to yourself. Listen to yourself. How do you say it? Repeat one time. Awareness. Repeat a second time. A third time. How are you supposed to pronounce this word? How are we supposed to pronounce this profession? Well, usually the mistake is we say, he's a drive or he's a drive. drive. And we let that last syllable very loose in the air. So it's not, the last syllable is very important, not just for driver, but for teacher, for lawyer. The ER is a very important syllable. So say driver. The name of the document that we get, from here in Brazil, from Detran, is a driver's license, not a drive's license. A driver's license. Don't eat that last syllable. Driver's license. Driver. Driver. Don't eat up the syllable. Both are strong. Both are important. The first one is more emphasized and more stressed than the second one. All right, if you have just joined in, we are doing 15 professions that you are probably pronouncing incorrectly, fixing the sounds for other words as well. On YouTube, we have visual aids, we have images, we have a lot of stuff on the screen, so you can, follow better, understand better, all right? Let's move on to number 6 now. Number 6, awareness. Work on your awareness. At Fluent for Real, we work a lot on our students' awareness, because if you don't know what you're doing wrong, if you don't realize there is a mistake, nothing changes. Your teacher can tell you a zillion times that you are making a mistake. If you don't understand that you are, if you don't understand what the mistake is, nothing will ever change. So that's why we are working first with awareness. Hi, Leandro. Welcome to class. First, you will see how you pronounce that word. How do you pronounce the profession that designs things? I gave you the tip already. But anyway, how do you pronounce that professional that can design a website, web, or interior, right? Design rooms, bedrooms, apartments. How do you pronounce that profession? And here on YouTube, you see it on the screen. It's already there for you to read. Repeat one time. Second time, listen to yourself. Third time. Now compare yourself to what I'm about to show you. Do you say, just a sec, it's opening here. Do you say designy, the professional, instead of designer? Oh, wait, there's a tiny, tiny mistake here. Okay, tiny mistake. Let me just add something here. Actually like this. Do you say, he's a design? He's a design. He's a designer. Okay, let's break this down, all right? First of all, it's not designer, or designer, D, it's in the middle. D, repeat with me, D. Designer. Design, n, close the N. Designer. Designer. Emphasize the ER. Remember the same problem we had with driver? Usually people say, he's a drive. And this confusion between design and designer is very common. A lot of people say, he is a design. No, she is a designer. What's the area of study? Design. What did they study? Design. All right, so don't confuse the person with the area of knowledge. All right, is it good? Okay, moving on then, designer number 6. So just to go back here and review. Number 1, lawyer. Repeat, lawyer. Number 2, plumber. Plumber. Number 3, engineer. Engineer. Number 4, entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. Number 5, driver. 6, designer. Moving on to number 7, we are reaching the first 50% of the class. Number 7, awareness here. Work on your awareness. How do you pronounce this profession? The person that writes for newspapers. Writes for Folha de São Paulo, Estado de São Paulo, Estado de Minas, O Tempo, newspapers. What's the name of that profession? How do you say it? Repeat to yourself one time. 2 times. 3 times. Now compare your pronunciation to the correct way. Do you say journalist or journalist? He's a journalist. He's a journalist, or jor, or jor. Or do you say jur? Journalist is the correct form, okay? So don't say he's a journalist or jo, closing the O very much. Journalist, all right? It's in the middle of the O and the A, jur. Jur, you close the lips, okay? Not ja, but it's in the middle there. Journalist, repeat. Journalist. Also, the L there is the American L, or the English L, not li, all right? Like some people from the northeast of Brazil, some states have that L. They say, for example, feliz instead of saying feliz. In Minas, we say feliz. Some states in the northeast say feliz, li. That L is the L you should use here. So let's try again. Journalist. One more time. Journalist. Journalist. All right. Any questions? Send them in the comments. Let me go check here. Hi, Fernando. Hi, Fran. Hi, Demi on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. I can see you guys here too. It's a little harder for me to catch up on the comments because I'm alone tonight, but I'm doing it. All right. So number 8 then. Profession number 8, awareness, moment for awareness. How do you pronounce this? Let's see if you're doing it right or wrong. The guy or the woman that works with the numbers of your company and helps you organize to pay taxes. You know, they calculate how much money the company made, the costs, and helps calculate taxes and send stuff to the government. On YouTube, you know what I'm talking about. How do you pronounce this profession? 1 time to yourself. 2nd time to yourself. 3 times to yourself. Let's see how it's supposed to be pronounced. All right, so, number 8, not number 7. So it is supposed to be pronounced, many people pronounce it incorrectly, like account, or accounting. And there's a big confusion there because the area of study is accounting, ing, but the professional is an accountant. So let's repeat with me. Accountant. Can you see that the E here on the screen? If you just joined us, we are also on YouTube. You can go over there and find the link on stories, or on go to YouTube Fluent for Real. You'll find the channel very easily. So the last E is very small too, okay? Accountant. It's not accountant or accountant. It's very subtle. Accountant. And also, just to perfect the C, if it's hard today, that's okay, but try to perfect that. In Portuguese, our C is very dry, like a ka. In English, you can drag a little bit, a little longer, not so aka. Accountant, drag that C a little bit. Accountant. Okie dokie. Moving on, number 9. Awareness moment. How do you pronounce this? This is a funny one because probably you pronounce it the same way it's written. You know, the person that is in front of the hotel or at a party. At a party would be more like an usher or something like that. But anyway, the person who says hello and receives you when you walk into like a hotel, for example. Who is that person? How do you pronounce that profession? Repeat to yourself 1 time. Repeat to yourself 2 times. 3rd time. Well, most people that make a mistake pronouncing this profession, they pronounce it like they read it. Receptionist. Receptio with a T. Receptionist. And that's wrong. How are you supposed to say it? The E is also very short. It's not re, very strong. Receptionist. Pshonist. All right? Repeat with me. Receptionist. 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 Hard or easy one? Leave it in the comments. How hard or easy? Today we're going like one after the other, you know, going like combo 15, all in a row, because it's 100% practice. Okay, next one, number 10. We are doing number 10 here for the 15 professions. This one, you know, the guy who works at, you know, why do I say always the guy? Not the guy, I'm sorry, the person. The person that works at a company and has a high level job, and usually it's going to be hard. Let me write that one here in the comments. That's going to be hard to explain to the people on Instagram. On YouTube, they can see it. On Instagram, you have to listen to me. So how do you pronounce this profession? Repeat to yourself 1 time. Repeat to yourself 2 times. Repeat to yourself 3 times. Well, let's see here where the problem is. Usually the problem is in saying executive. Wrong. Cutive, wrong as well. What should you change? What should you fix? 2 sounds here. Exe. It's like there is a C or a G before the Z. Executive. And also, it's not cutive, it's cutive. Executive. 2 possibilities, okay? Repeat with me. Executive. 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 Or executive. Riv, like an R. Executive. 1 more time. Executive. So it's not executive, it's executive or executive. If you find it easy to say the R, like the riv, fine. If not, choose the other one that's a little bit easier. So he's an executive. Repeat the sentence with me. He's an executive. She's an executive. She's an executive. Executive. When you speak faster, the G kind of becomes a C as well. So it's kind of like one or the other. That's okay. But you have to say it. You can't just say executive. Okay, 11 then. Awareness. All right. Huluga's here. Hi, MC. We are going over number 11. This is a very common profession. I'm also going to type it in on Instagram because it's going to be hard to explain, okay? This profession, how do you pronounce it? Repeat to yourself once, 2 times, 3 times. How are you supposed to pronounce it? I lost track here. Okay, 11. All right, hard, right? Oh, we see some comments on YouTube here. Okay. Analyst. Analyst is how a lot of people say this profession. Analyst. But you're supposed to say analyst. 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 Not that hard, but why did I bring this profession into this class? Because there are a lot of words that are spelled with an A, but we are not supposed to pronounce the letter like A or We are supposed to pronounce it like an analyst, or A, right? A, like that. So it's important to remember that. Don't look at the letter and assume that it's the same sound as Portuguese. Sometimes it may be, but it's not a rule for many professions. Moving on to number 12. Number 12 of 15 professions that you are probably pronouncing incorrectly, all right? This is one that is very much in vogue. Nowadays, there are a lot of people that are, that have this as a job. It's a new profession. Not everybody understands what this professional does, but it is important, okay? It's a very important profession. People that deal with Instagram, Facebook, they manage, they create posts. Anyway, they can do a lot. So how do you pronounce this profession? 3 words in one. Repeat to yourself, work on your awareness, and compare your pronunciation to the correction or the input that I'm giving. See if you are making a mistake or not. Repeat to yourself 1 time. Repeat to yourself 2 times. 3 times. Okay. So let's see what the problem is with most of the time, and what you're supposed to say. What you're supposed to say. Doing 3 things at the same time, my brain doesn't work properly. Okay, here. Got it. Okay, so the first word, where is the mistake here? Saying social. No, that's wrong. The second word, what's the mistake? Saying media, like in Portuguese. The third word, what's the problem? Saying specialist, specialist. There is no I before. So, social media specialist, wrong. How are you going to pronounce this profession? Social. Oh, roll the L, Brittany. She's so lucky. Remember? We always say that. Social media. The D is pronounced very quickly, almost like an R. They don't think that there is any resemblance, all right? But in Portuguese, that's the closest sound that we can refer to. Media. Repeat with me. Media. Social media. Social media. Now let's go to the third word of this profession. Specialist. Don't say the I before. Close your eyes if necessary. Focus on that. Specialist. Below the S. Specialist. Listen to yourself. Specialist. So how do I know if it's right or wrong? Look, tip for you. When I say social media, I have to go from the A to the S. Social media specialist. Not social media specialist. So as a teacher, I can hear that. I can hear my students inventing an I before the S, especially when there's a vowel like that. So, social media specialist. Don't be afraid, okay? That's how you're going to say medias. No, nobody's going to think you're saying the plural. Social media specialist. Repeat. Social media specialist. If you just joined in, we are also live on YouTube, where we have slides. Everybody loves a slide. Letters, things written on the screen, which helps a lot. So that would be profession number 12, social media specialist. Let's move on to number 13 now. Awareness moment. We have a lot of people coming in. Hi, B, our dear gold digger has come in as well. Oh my God, it's a lot for me to do at the same time, but I'm handling it. Okay. Number 13, how do you pronounce this profession? I am more worried about the first word. The first word is a common mistake. Okay, how do you pronounce this profession? On YouTube, listen to yourself once. Say it again to yourself. One more time to yourself. Hi, Bia. So basically, this profession, the mistake that happens is, hi, Marcel, also another gold digger coming in, joining us. People usually say virtual. Virtual. That's the mistake. Virtual assistant. Or anything related to the word virtual. So repeat with me. Virtual. Virtual. Roll that L, Brittany. Okay? Virtual. Okay, got it? Virtual. Hi, Beta. Welcome to class. Okay, virtual. Now, when you compare how you said it before and how you said it now, can you see the difference? Were you already pronouncing it correctly, 100% every single syllable, or not? That exercise is very important because you may realize that you may need more practice and you may need to go back to this class and go straight to the words that are more difficult and repeat the practice. There is nothing wrong with practicing more and reinforcing the learning cycle. You are not going to learn and correct just by doing this once. Okay, so go back to this class here on IG or on YouTube, however you prefer. I would recommend YouTube because it's a really cool, slide presentation there. Okay, that was number 12, 13. Okay, so now what do I want us to do? I want to hear from you and from you people here on YouTube. I'm going to choose 2 professions to finish the 15. Tell me 2 professions that you have a hard time pronouncing, or maybe your profession, so that everybody can learn how to pronounce your profession and what you do. So leave that in the comments. What is your profession, or what is a tough profession for you, in your opinion? Okay, I'll be giving you some seconds because there is a little bit of delay here, and especially on YouTube as well, a couple seconds, so that we finish the 15. And while you're thinking, I just want to say that the class material, the slides for this class, will be available on Telegram. All right, the link to the Telegram group, let me write it here since I'm waiting for you to, for you to send the comments. It's, okay, so it's like www.t.me/Fluent for real. Very easy. We've already talked about the Telegram channel here, but there are always new people, right? So it's nice to, don't click now, get a screenshot. Okay, get a screenshot and come back. So the slides will be there. Any professions, any requests here? Profession, what is your profession that you would like me to work on or explain, how it's supposed to be pronounced? There are so many difficult ones, hard ones to, to pronounce, that I thought of sharing that with you. What do you do? And you know what? Sometimes it's harder to describe what we do, tell people what it is that we do than, than anything else. Describing your job or your profession. So what is your profession and your job? Okay, so here we have Amanda going and Bia also. Okay, good. So we have here Amanda. I'm gonna open the whiteboard here for you all on YouTube. Amanda said, wow, a lot of chic professions. Oh my God, my students are so chic. B, I love your profession. I talked about that word this week. Okay, I'm gonna trust you guys. Okay, I'm gonna trust that everything is all right about that. The description of your profession, because depending on what you do, you know, I don't even know how I would, if I can say it's right or wrong. Okay, so then let's go. Here we have the first one. Okay, the first one, financial analyst. The problem usually is in saying financial. Remember, close the N. Financial analyst. The word that we've already seen, analyst. Financial analyst. Okay, now business profession here. This one is a tricky word because of the ATE. Usually we think that it's corporate. Corporate. Let me write it in a different color here. Corporate. Oops. Corporate. Very, very small. Corporate. Corporate communications. Corporate communications. Next one here, master. Ooh, this one is a hard one. I'm going to focus on the tougher. Scheduler. Okay, master, scheduler. That is, okay, desde RIO-SC. Scheduler or schedule planner. Master scheduler. Okay, I'll trust that it's right. Okay, master scheduler. Also, one more time. See, the first letter is the S. We don't say e-scheduler. You're supposed to say scheduler. Master scheduler planner. Master scheduler planner. Master scheduler. No E in the middle. Master scheduler planner. Arthur, our dear friend, entrepreneur. Arthur is an entrepreneur. Repeat with me again, guys. Entrepreneur. Milena has a profession that a lot of people call doctor. But there is another word for that. It's physician. Physician. If you want to specify, be specific about your profession. Like, I am a doctor in philosophy. I am a doctor in dentistry. I'm a doctor in another profession. No, I'm a physician. So that means I am a doctor in medicine, right? I'm a medical doctor. I take care of people. So the word physician has nothing to do with physics. It has to do with being a medical doctor. So good one, Milena. Thank you for adding your profession here. It gave me an opportunity not just to correct the pronunciation, but the meaning. So repeat everybody with me. Physician. Renata, No. Physician. Physician. The first syllable is not so dry and determined, okay? It's a little bit like in the middle there. I can see there are more professions. I'm going to invite you to leave them in the comments. Then I can help you out on stories because it's already 9:45. The class is getting a little bit too long, 45 minutes already, But it was a pleasure having you all here and having your interaction. If you want to rewatch this class over on YouTube, the slides will be there. Join us on our Telegram channel. It's only messages from us to you. There is no, communication back. So you will get links, you will get files, you will get exclusive material there. And anyway, thank you all for coming. Thank you, everybody on YouTube as well, for joining us. And we will be back next week with the simultaneous live stream. We've been doing that. We think that YouTube allows us more tools to make the class richer, to help you read things at the same time. Instagram did have those features, but now they're gone. So we decided to do that, all right? So thank you all. Have a great week. Bye-bye, Bia. Bye-bye, everybody. See you all next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Brazil time for one more live stream, one more live lesson, okay? Bye-bye. Thank you. Closing Instagram. And closing YouTube. Thank you all for coming. Bye-bye.